Hey there, this is the One Boom, and we've all heard of a sleeper hit, right? You know, a game or movie or TV show that's really good, but just sort of flies under the radar. Halo Infinite is a sleeping failure, a game that's failing across so many avenues as to what makes a good video game, but nobody's noticing. That's flying under the radar because everybody's too busy having fun. So, the question becomes, who is going to be the jackass that sits in front of people complaining about the negative aspects of Halo Infinite and the context surrounding it, while everyone else is having fun? Fine, I'll do it. There are two gaming franchises that mean the world to me. Kingdom Hearts, which we'll talk about later, and Halo. Halo is a big deal to me. Halo was all I could talk about from age 9 to now. I mean, you might see me as a Call of Duty guy, but like a vigilante, I am Call of Duty by day, and I'm a Halo fan when 343 isn't messing up. I'll admit, I'm not a huge fan of 343. I think the Bungie games are better than the 343 games, and I think the best parts of the MCC are the things that Bungie instilled years before the MCC came out. Halo's always been important to me, whether it was playing on my friend Christian's floor in his bedroom. You know, we would be playing Halo 2 private matches, 1v1ing all night, split screening it up. And then my friend Cody's house, he had a big plasma TV, and one Christmas he got an Xbox 360 Elite and Halo 3 and 4 controllers. Me and my buddies came over to his house, and we spent the entire Christmas day playing Halo 3 custom games with each other. It was so fun. And then Halo Reach. I can't even think of Halo Reach without thinking of my friend Mike, who recently passed away about a couple years ago now. And then Halo 4. I don't love Halo 4, really, but that's the game that I bought to impress and get to know my now girlfriend of 8 years. I didn't really care about Halo 4 because I was like, ew, it's not a Bungie game, but, I bought it for her, and she bought Black Ops 2 to play with me, and it was fun. But you know what, I have to say this. Halo Infinite, while having a strong foundation, is not at all what I want to see for the future of this series. It's been hard for me to make this commentary. I've tried and failed multiple times tonight, but I finally found the words to describe how I'm feeling. Halo Infinite doesn't feel like a definitive version of itself. Halo Infinite feels like a marketing campaign. Halo Infinite feels like an ecosystem. Halo Infinite does not feel like a definitive Halo release. It does not feel like a proud moment in gaming history. I know a lot of you see me as the guy who whines about Call of Duty, but honest to God, I discovered the Flood for the first time on my dad's computer playing Halo CE while the house was empty on, get this, Halloween night. You don't recover from that as a child. You don't come back from that. You're done. Your nightmares are sealed from that moment on. Imagine being like 9 years old, alone in a house on Halloween night, discovering the Flood in a dark room for the first time. Nothing will ever replicate that for me again. The series means the world to me, and the campaign for Halo Infinite is probably going to give me some great moments. I'm going to have a lot of fun playing it, I think. But content creators are already playing it. YouTubers are already enjoying it and uploading clips and moments and dialogue from it. They're already just playing it. It's not out yet for the rest of us, and there they are, playing away, influencing away like influencers do. That's cool for them. I'm happy for them. I hope they're having fun. I imagine, as a content creator myself, how important it would feel for that to happen, but when you combine that with how little this game is going to have at launch, I mean, where's the firefight? Where's the forge? Where's the co-op campaign? It's not there. Ray tracing isn't there. Apparently dynamic weather, last I heard, won't be there at launch. The game launches on Game Pass, day one, completely de-incentivizing me to buy a physical copy, and I'll explain more about that in a second. Talking about the multiplayer now, the multiplayer has 10 maps, and it launched early in a quote-unquote beta state, but with a store absolutely loaded with cosmetics and battle passes, and the battle pass is the only way to progress in the game. It's really the game's only progression system. Meaning if you wanted to go into Halo Infinite as just a free-to-play game, and you played it for hours and hours and hours, you loved every second of it, you would have the entire battle pass completed, and then the game goes, okay, cough over the $10 and you can have all the stuff you just unlocked. And as a supplementary form of content, I think that's great. Maybe not great, but okay. But as the sole form of progression, that's sad, but they get away with it. And content creators, what, are we not allowed to judge this because it's free to play? Being free to play removes your chances of being criticized when being free to play removes the reasons you're being criticized. But you see, Halo Infinite couldn't live without being a Game Pass free to play experience. It wouldn't last a second with how it's launching as a $60 game. Now, people would have bought it because it's Halo. It would have sold well. Context reminder, I am talking about Halo Infinite as a product, not an experience. I'm not saying you're not going to have fun in the campaign or the multiplayer, depending on its price. That's experience. I'm talking about it as a product, as a thing being released by a company, so please keep that context in mind. But so many things are missing, so much content is lacking. Not even getting into my own personal opinions about vehicle play, power weapon play, and how it's lackluster and kind of boring to me. Just focusing on what we're getting here and what game modes we have to play and all that jazz. It's depressing. I'm not a fan. The only reason I would get in line in front of a Best Buy to grab this game is because I'm a collector. I mean, I pay for Game Pass, so I might as well utilize Game Pass to play Halo Infinite. There's no reason for me to own a physical copy of this. It's not a definitive version of itself. Most of the stuff that makes Halo last for me is coming in an update. It's not on the disc. The multiplayer is free. And the campaign, while I imagine I'll have fun, I mean, I need Forge. I need co-op. That's what gets me into Halo. That's what keeps me playing and my friends playing for years and years and years and years. The timelessness, the iconicness of Halo is missing here, even on an aesthetic level. Hell, they want you to buy armors and battle passes so bad that they removed red versus blue, the heart and soul of Halo. Aesthetically speaking, of course. Aside from the campaign, of course. I mean, it's a small thing, but it's one other element of Halo magic sort of removed for the purposes of selling armor. And that armor looks pretty ugly in game when it has a big outline around it. You know, old Halo games didn't need outlines because you were on red team, you shot the blue guys. On blue team, you shoot the red guys. It makes a lot of sense. And in free-for-all, get this, you shoot all the guys. It doesn't matter what they look like. And they're definitely not gonna let you play free-for-all with your friends in this Halo game, no, because the only way you progress through the battle pass is by completing challenges, and if you could potentially boost, that would ruin it. So while on the MCC, I can go and play Rumble on all the Halo games with my buddies, still gaining XP and tokens to progress the battle pass, Halo Infinite's gonna probably demand that my party be limited to 1 before I hop into Rumble. What a sad day. And you can justify this because it's free. It's an ecosystem more so than a game. I said I'd talk about Kingdom Hearts, so I'm gonna talk about Kingdom Hearts for a second. When Kingdom Hearts 3 was coming out, I had waited so many years for that. I was so hyped for that. I pre-ordered the digital version and a physical special edition from Amazon. So on launch night, I stayed up, took a bunch of caffeine, and just played the game until I couldn't keep my eyes open anymore. And then on launch day, 2 packages came, the special edition Steelbook version of Kingdom Hearts 3, and a Kingdom Hearts goodie box from GameStop that cost me around $25 or so. That's right, you're looking at somebody who spent over $140 on Kingdom Hearts 3 games and merchandise. Kingdom Hearts 3, despite its flaws, is a definitive Kingdom Hearts game, only missing one core feature in my opinion, and they sort of righted that wrong with its later DLC, which unfortunately cost me more money. So yeah, a bit of a stumble as far as I'm concerned, but at the end of the day, it was a release, and it mattered. It wasn't about influencers, it wasn't about an ecosystem, it wasn't about battle passes, it wasn't about progression, it wasn't about trying to get money out of me. It got money out of me by being itself, by being a definitive version of itself. I would have hated a free-to-play Kingdom Hearts game that I download and then it gets better over time and content and features I want get added over time. I already had to buy a DLC to get the content I wanted in that game, but in Halo Infinite, I just have to sit on my goddamn ass waiting. Waiting for what? Things that have been in every Halo at launch. What the fuck? This is not a definitive Halo release. This is not what Halo should be. Halo should not be a stagnated release. Okay, you get the multiplayer in November, the campaign in December, unless you're an influencer, then you get it early, and then You go down the line and then you get stuff like co-op campaign and Forge and maybe a firefight mode, and then the campaign will have dynamic weather later then. Fuck you! This has to be free to play. It's not pro-consumer to be free to play if you literally could not have survived in this market without being free to play, and that is what Halo Infinite is. Because if you compare it to the other $60 Halo releases over the years, it does not stack the fuck up. Luckily, it's fun. Oh my god, if this would have been another Halo 5 divisive argument generator, then okay, yeah, then it's really a bad deal. At least they know how to make a fun Halo game. They just can't put it in a package that's worth any money at all. Explain to me in the comment section how this is acceptable without using the word free, without using the fact that it costs nothing as a reason, without using Game Pass as a reason. Explain to me how this is what Halo should be. I'm glad you're having fun. I'm having fun. I've had good times playing the multiplayer, but Halo is more than a fun romp. Halo should feel like a monumental moment in gaming history when it comes out. We've been waiting 6 years just for the game to come out and the developers to tell us we didn't have time to make it. So you have to keep waiting for the stuff that you like in Halo, Forge, co-op, you get it. Like, how does Call of Duty get to come out and feel like a complete $60 game? I can level up my profile, my operators, my guns, my clan. I can just grind for camos. I have so many weapons and attachment options. There's 16 now, with shipment, 17 traditional multiplayer maps to rip into in a play session. It's bread and butter Call of Duty, baby, and it doesn't feel like a live service. Vanguard launched with an empty store. Halo Infinite's beta has a packed store full of things you can buy. Merchandising from here to the ceiling. And I cannot believe that that's what Halo's gonna become. An Apex, a Fortnite, a Warzone. You know what I love about Vanguard? It doesn't feel like an add-on to Warzone. Vanguard feels like a Call of Duty game that would have come out in 2011. Tons of guns, tons of maps, big campaign, and kind of a piddly zombies mode, but hey, that'll get better over time, and the content they add to zombies will be free. So if free is a justification for how Halo Infinite conducts itself in public, why can't Call of Duty Zombies post-launch content have the same excuse? Because it's a weak excuse. Vanguard, regardless of what it gets later, is currently stained by its zombies mode. Battlefield is stained by its current state as well. That is how this works, ladies and gentlemen. A strong foundation does not a great game make. The context surrounding its release, the value provided to the player, that's what matters. Not just good feeling gunplay, not just well-balanced maps. There's a whole context around the release of a game that I think needs to line up and be coordinated in a way that feels substantial. And I, myself, am a huge Kingdom Hearts nerd. If I can look at Kingdom Hearts 3 and understand its faults and flaws after spending over $140 on launch day, you can do the same with Halo Infinite for free. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you when I see you. Goodbye.